All right, it is 19 hours 21 in Guyana, right across the Eastern Caribbean. Welcome to the Lall Show, right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. You know, I sit in this chair, I don't know how to introduce myself. I don't want to call my name. I think I'm going to change my name, Mr. Lall. Before you go into your program, please let the people know that this Joshua is innocent and had nothing to do with it, and I'm going to change my name. I would like you to please do that before anything else. I'm going tomorrow to the GPO to start the process of changing my name.
Oh my God, Joshua. Joshua. You're Joshua Van Slyteman.
Yes, I am.
And
the Van Slyteman alone for now.
The man that committed the robbery is Joshua Jr. All right? Guys, I informed you. Namaste. Namaste, guys. I inform you, those of you who listen to my Monday night program, I was brief. I informed you that approximately 1 a.m. on Monday morning, a car pulled up in front of the Kaieteur News with 3 men inside. One came out, walked in the building, pulled out a gun from his waist, and held up my 2 security guards at gunpoint. That one named Joshua Jr., not Joshua Van Slyteman. A few seconds later, 2 of his partners in crime, who were waiting in the car, barged into the building and walked straight upstairs. They kicked open the accounts department door, broke one single drawer, grabbed the cash that was inside, picked up an iron safe with money, ammunition, and a pistol, and walked back out of the building as if their parents had put the safe there for them. That incident, brothers and sisters, traumatized some of my employees and would have sent a shockwave throughout the length and breadth of Guyana. Mm-hmm. Most of you would have read it.
Yeah.
The police were then called in, and a video footage of the incident, caught with today's technology that I'm so much in love with, was handed over to them. And when we viewed the camera footage, myself and the staff, we were all shocked to see one of my ex-employees was part of the 3 that fetched out the safe out of the building. Uncle and auntie, brothers and sisters, he was arrested later, the same day, and confessed. He told the police that one of the security guards that they held up at gunpoint, named Joshua Jr., helped him to plot the robbery. The security guard was then arrested. That's Joshua Jr., not Joshua Van Slyteman sitting here with me. Joshua Jr. And they both admitted that they began planning this robbery a while back. And Sunday morning, Joshua, Sunday morning they finalized the plot at the security guard's home. You guys see? You guys see your own colleagues can endanger and drive fear into a company and in a country as a whole? Thank God for today's technology, or else another heist of this same kind would have already been in the making with somebody else. The police, uncle and auntie, the police have since informed me that they were able to recover the safe, the weapon, the ammunition, and about $14 million in cash, and the car used in the robbery too. To date, 8 persons, including 2 ex-employees, is still in custody, assisting the police to finish the investigation. I must tell all of you listening here tonight that whenever the police do a fantastic job, you got to give them credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
And with this case, let me say they did a fantastic job. And I am thankful and happy that they were able to recover, to capture all of them and recover some of the items. This criminal act, Uncle and Auntie, that these criminals committed here at the Kaieteur News on Monday morning may seem to many of you out there as a horrible, horrible crime that no one should have to encounter in any country. And I fully agree with such a stance, if you have it. Crime of any nature, be it a snatching or a break-in, are all crimes that makes people feel very uncomfortable and unsafe. No one likes to lose anything small, much less something that large, which we have lost in that safe. But I want to say something tonight to all of you. I want to say something tonight to all of you. Using that criminal incident, that loss, that crime committed on this company, it did not hurt me. I want you guys to listen to me carefully. It did not hurt me as much as the gigantic crimes that are being committed daily in this country, right under the nose of all of us as citizens of this country. I told a couple reporters when they came to me for a comment on the robbery incident that I haven't seen you guys in a long time. But as soon as a crime of this nature occurs, you guys are on the ball. I said to them, if I am to compare what happened here versus the crimes that are being committed by the political elites in this country, then what took place here is minuscule, is tiny, it's nothing. Nothing. The real criminal activities by real criminals are being plotted behind closed doors in air-conditioned rooms with plenty of armed guards, with sophisticated security systems, not at bottom houses like the Kaieteur News criminals them. No, no. Real criminals, real crimes are being committed by the political elites of this country. The crime committed by the Kaieteur News ex-staff members, thankfully, did not take any lives. And what was stolen is known. Let me repeat this, man. The crime committed at the Kaieteur News building didn't take any lives. And what they stole is known and can be recovered. But what the real criminals in this country doing, yes, the politicians, they are destroying our hopes and our lives. And they're stealing unknown amounts of wealth that can never be recovered. Never be recovered. I told the reporters, I don't hear you guys talking about this type of criminality, and no one coming for a comment from Lall about this. This is the type of criminal activities involving the massive financial crimes that we all should be talking about. Yes, that's what I told them. I told the three reporters, you guys are not seeing the real crimes in this country. You guys are running to Lall for a normal, everyday robbery in this country. And the greatest of robberies, the most heinous crimes that are being committed on you, the reporters, your families, your friends, your neighbors, and every citizen in this country, you guys turning a blind eye to. I told them the crime committed against me, yes, this company and the employees, if I am to measure the hurt from this crime that was committed here versus the horrible crimes that are being committed by the politicians with these foreigners, and I had to measure it by 100%. Uncle and Auntie, what happened at Kaieteur News for Lall is 1%. And 99% is on what is happening in our country with our resources by our politicians. Just like how the men born the fake number plates that they came here with, burn the clothes and throw away the safe to cover their tracks. It is even worse with our politicians. How they are hiding these contracts from us, trying to cover their tracks as to the criminal activities they did. What is more criminal? Uncle and Auntie, what is more criminal? 3 men fetching out a safe, or 3 politicians joining with foreigners for rob the entire nation of billions? Huh? Those are the real crimes I was trying to tell the reporters. And I've been trying to tell all of you since I began this program 2 years ago. Don't hold your head and say, oh my God, them go and rob Kaieteur News. Don't do that. And how they're robbing a man with a gold chain round his neck, his car and a handbag. No, Uncle and Auntie. Worry and go after the real bandits in this country, who are the politicians, who are plotting every day for thief more and more of the billions in resources we have, denying every one of us our rightful share, of what belongs to us. That's what I want you guys to focus on. Again, I am saying it. Every single blade of grass in this country, every ounce of gold, every drop of oil belongs to every one of us, man. It does not belong to President Ali or Vice President Jagdeo, nor opposition leader Norton or Ramjatan, and certainly not any foreigners. It belongs to all of us, Uncle. You and me. Even the unborn Guyanese it belongs to man. That is what I want the reporters and you people to keep your eyes and ears open to. That is what I told the reporters. They should come to me for a comment on. This is the type of crimes. Like I said, all of us should be investigating. This is not about a single safe alone. This is about the entire bank being fetched out under the eyes and the rest of the country next in line to go. While the reporters and most of you running after a man who snatch a chain and who get remanded for jumping a fence and stealing your clothes from the line. Uncle and auntie, you guys have to wake up. Y'all really have to wake up about the crimes that are being committed in this land. Not a single soul asking President Ali to see the mining contracts, which will show how the foreign gangsters, yes, show how the foreign gangsters, without a gun in their hands, robbing all of us blind of our own wealth. Nobody asking. And on to now, the mining contracts that Jagdeo promised a month ago on this radio program can't see the light of day yet. The whole country talking about Kaieteur robbery on social media and in all the media houses, which is a good thing in a terrible situation. The Kaieteur News put 6 of the alleged robbers' photographs big and bold on the front page today. All the papers sell out everywhere in Georgetown. At 3 p.m. today, people still coming into Kaieteur News looking for a copy. Looking for a copy. But every day, when we have big, bold, screaming headlines about the real skullduggery, real banditry, real crimes, and the real bandits' photographs on the front page of the paper, it don't sell out so quickly. You hear that? It doesn't sell out. The paper don't sell out so quick. You laugh. But couple bandit go in a house and carry a safe. All the papers sell out. Everything. You know, Danny, I met the editor-in-chief and the editor of 2 media houses in Africa. And what surprised me was how much they reminded me of media professionals in Guyana. The same way Guyana focuses on small issues like street crimes, petty thieves and robberies, the exact way they do it all over Africa. Meanwhile, the big stories with the real criminals, the political criminals, and the foreigners involving the country's patrimony, they're blindfolded to that. You hear that? It's not in the newspapers. I was there for 21 days. One of the editors told me, my radio programs are now being played in their editorial office, opening their eyes as to the people who are committing the real crimes. You hear me, Danny? My radio program now playing it. They're playing it in the office to educate the journalists there as to what is happening in their country. When I heard that, Uncle, it made my day. At least it is never too late to learn and to do something about it. I told the reporters here, I only wish you guys can call me for a comment on a daily basis on the real crimes that is happening in this country daily. And they promise they will. Well, one day has passed and I haven't received any call. But I did a TikTok today. Uncle, real crimes I'm talking about. Look at the gas to shore project. What can be more bigger crime than that? A $2 billion US project that only one man says is good for Guyana. Barra Jagdeo. Without any financial studies to back up what he's telling us. Man, if this is not a horrible crime, 1 million times worse than them who come in and take away my safe, then I don't have crime, or we don't have crime in this country. $2 billion US coming out of our oil money now. While some of you starving, some of you taking home a salary that can't even pay your rent alone to finance this project. This money is coming out to finance this project. All in the name of bringing cheap electricity to just a portion of Guyana. When, uncle, when less than 300 million US, 1/6 of that 2 billion US can give all of Guyana cheaper, cleaner and dependable electricity. Again, let me repeat this. If this is not a crime, then what is? What is? Yesterday, we carried a story where Exxon project manager handling the pipeline construction for this gas project told Guyana that them done start the construction of the pipelines 6 months ago without the required approval from Guyana. You guys hear that? Them tell us at the oil forum last week that them don't start the pipeline construction without the approval of Guyana. Isn't that a crime, uncle and auntie? Huh? You running ahead, taking out our oil money to lay your pipelines without any permission, environmental permission from the EPA? Who authorizing that, man? The children at EPA? No, not those children at EPA. That got to come from the top. And the only person can authorize that is a man named Barra Jagdeo. So why is all this thing about EPA and permits? Huh? EPA has to ensure Guyana is protected. And they didn't issue any permits. But Exxon can boldly tell Guyana that they already gone ahead with constructing the pipeline 6 months ago. You guys following me? Y'all beginning to see the crimes that are committing in this country? Or this is going on duck's back? So when Jagdeo, you guys remember, when Jagdeo tell me on the radio program to find people to supply electricity cheaper than the gas to shore project within 3 weeks, he was just making all of us a set of fools and have Exxon mocking us. That is what he was doing. Imagine this crime going on 6 months now behind we back, which we knows nothing about. And Jagdev still come on my program before all of you and telling me to find people who can supply cheaper electricity to Guyana, when he already know that Exxon done start their work half a year ago, telling me to find people. Are you understand what's going on in this land? Huh? Telling me to find people and give him the approval within 3 weeks. This is the kind of tricks, the kind of games this man playing with all of us and our future. I took his invitation he extended seriously, Bernard, and sent him a proposal that I received from an American company, and a meeting was requested. I don't even want to tell you the rest of the story. The people in the USA held a special board meeting to plan their visit to Guyana. Tickets were already purchased, hotels were booked. And when the people see the story that Exxon started construction of the pipeline 6 months ago, they realized there was nothing, absolutely nothing to come here for. The people don't know, uncle, that Jagdev making a fool out of all of us. His mind was already made up. And this gas to shore deal is a done deal. This is what I am talking about, uncle and auntie. This is the type of real crimes that is being committed against all of us. These are the types of crimes that are sending our brothers and sisters to the graveyard and on the poverty line. Yes, they send you, this type of crime send you to the graveyard and to the poverty line. When they go to the hospitals and can't get medication or a proper surgery to save them lives, yes, that's when they go. That's when they go to the graveyard. These are the deadly crimes I'm talking about being committed, uncle. Using pen and paper in air-conditioned offices that causing deaths, destruction, and robbing the people of quality service, quality institutions, quality professionals to help me and you. Yes, these are the type of crimes I'm talking about. This project has already started to rape this nation, and the vice president nor the government didn't tell us anything whatsoever. Exxon manager had to tell the forum that this project started. A matter of fact, the oil companies telling Guyanese people, me and you, more of what is going on in our $1 trillion US oil sector than our own government and our own leaders, especially the vice president, who heading the sector. Wait, man. Wait. Isn't this a crime that y'all should go to bed with and wake up with, man? Isn't this the type of crime, the type of crime that should be on all the television stations, in all the newspapers, all the radio stations, and all over social media? Huh? Look at the ExxonMobil contract Guyana signed on to. Look at that. Look at that. Every single body who can read and write, and even those who cannot, is talking about renegotiation of this contract. Everybody. But not Bharat Jagdeo or President Ali suddenly. Why? Isn't this the biggest crime of all crimes in Guyana, Bernard?
Definitely.
Huh? You know, Bernard? Jim Jones come here and kill 1,000 American people. I want to say this boldly and clearly to all of you. This horrendous ExxonMobil contract is 1 trillion times worse committed against we the Guyanese people.
Definitely.
When compared with the loss of those 1,000 American people's lives.
Definitely.
It is worse, 1 trillion times worse.
Hell yeah.
And I will go to my grave with that. 1,000 already dead under this contract without you guys knowing it. You didn't hear what I said, Bernard. 1,000 Guyanese done dead with that contract without you guys knowing it. Through starvation, sickness, and hopelessness. I am already seeing how 90% of this present generation is exposed to worse than what Jim Jones did to his people. Yeah, man. I'm beginning to see it. I am also seeing what is being laid ahead for future generations. And my stories, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, if you listen to them on the TikToks, I don't have to explain and tell you further what is laid out for future generations. You're smart enough to understand that. I went to Africa, let me repeat, and I am living the nightmare from the destruction and crimes inflicted by the African leaders onto their citizens. It's the same type of crimes our leaders and the foreigners have already started committing against every one of us right here.
Definitely. Same way they do things. Same modus operandi.
Every day, every night, I even drive in my vehicle and pray. And I hope that the reporters and all of you listening to this program will wake up and see the true endangerment that hangs over our heads. Given the crimes, uncle, given the crimes being committed by our politicians, let me remind you guys again, it is a crime to know and not to do anything. Bernard, you hear me? It is a crime to know and not do anything.
Do the right and do the wrong.
Yes. What would you tell your grandchildren when you see them suffering like those African and Asian children today? What would you tell them? You would tell them Lall was preaching the right thing, and you guys didn't open your eyes, open your ears, or open your mouth. I doubt whether you would tell them that. Or would you have anything to tell them when you're in your grave? When you look up and see the life they're living? Pogging beer cassava? I don't think so. You better start opening your mouth now. In my editorial office, there is a blackboard, and I wrote 3 things that the editors and every journalist must keep on knocking all the time. 3 things: renegotiation, full insurance coverage, and ring fencing. Hear me, Bernard? Taxes and checking bills are also high on the priority list. But those three, are at the top of the list. Today, Wednesday, Uncle, I am more than happy to read in the Kaieteur news that the new opposition leader, Aubrey Norton, has finally begun to speak the language of the kind of leader he should be. He held a press conference yesterday, and when asked by my reporter again about renegotiation, the exact words of his answer was, Bernard, and I love it, the contract provides a mechanism to engage Exxon to make whatever changes are needed.
Our voice is getting through.
You hear that?
Our voice is getting through.
Let me repeat what he said, Uncle. The contract provides a mechanism to engage ExxonMobil to make whatever changes are needed. If you're interested in calling it renegotiation, feel free. What I'm saying to you is that there is a mechanism to make changes and government should utilize it. Those were his words. Aye, aye. Those were his words, Uncle and Auntie, yesterday. It was music to my ears. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mr. Norton. But let me tell you, I don't think this nation needs lip service. And more so, a one-time lip service. Mm-hmm. You got to make it into a song for the Guyanese people to sing and dance.
Every day.
Yes. On the stage, you will have Lall dancing with you. Yes. You will have me dancing with you in an effort to have Jagdeo and President Ali join us in the dancing. Mm-hmm. In the dancing of renegotiation. Yeah, man. Renegotiation. Change that criminal contract, Mr. Norton. Not to change it now, my brother, would be the greatest crime ever committed against the Guyanese people.
100%.
You hear me, brother? By now, Uncle, the Kaieteur news and the Kaieteur radio should not be reminding you people of this. We have been laying the groundwork, the bricks, for years now, since before you even become opposition leader, Mr. Norton. And by now you should have known that you're sitting in that leadership chair because of the silence of the man before you, Joseph Harmon. Mm-hmm. Joseph Harmon had promised the media 4 times at 4 different press conferences to put together his oil team to speak to the nation. Yes, through the media on the oil sector, and he failed to live up to his promise. You see where he is today and how you have stepped in. So, take note. Take note. Aubrey Norton must not take. Don't take note. My brother, you may very well suffer the same fate as Harmon. I want the Vice President Jagdeo and President Ali, they should also take note.
Exactly.
With the way they are managing the resources of this land. You know, Bernard, Danny,
Yes, sir.
brothers and sisters, this is one mouth. As long as God give me breath to breathe, I will be venomous with my tongue on this issue. I will not let it down. Morning, noon, and night. Vincent Adams told us last week Very beautiful story. That 10 billion barrels more oil ExxonMobil them find in the Stabroek Block. After they signed the 2016 contract. You hear me? 1,000 times increase. And the man asks a question. If it's not time for Guyana renegotiate the deal, that dirty deal, that stinking deal. Isn't that a beautiful question, Bernard?
Definitely.
Huh? Now, my question, he asked a deal if it's not time. He asked if it's not time to renegotiate the deal. My question here, uncle, isn't that a crime not to negotiate this contract?
Worse than a crime.
Huh? Yes, it's worse than a crime. Another Guyanese, a lawyer based in New York, a guy named Vivian Williams, said that Guyana could become a war leader, a champion for other countries in renegotiating the oil contract, and made some beautiful, beautiful points, which I will elaborate on later, maybe on Friday. All this talk about renegotiation of this criminal contract is being talked about by foreign oil experts, respected professionals, including some outstanding Guyanese, and yet there is so much deafening silence by Vice President Jagdeo and President Ali. Now, what you guys call that? Isn't that what amounts to criminal silence?
Guilty.
Huh? You tell me. Or you still thinking and talking about my safe that I lost? Drop my safe, brother. Drop it, sister. These are the kind of crimes you got to look at. You know, Bernard, I am very much appreciative of your concern, and uncle and auntie, I know you guys concerned over what took place and my well-being. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. I should have said that in front, but it slipped me. Thank you. But now is not time to remain focused on that. That is being taken care of by the police and soon the courts. I want all of us to keep our eyes, our ears, our minds focused on this crime of the century. This one-sided ExxonMobil contract that is robbing us in front of our eyes wide open. Yes. This contract that is raping us with our clothes on and burying us alive. That is where I'm begging all of you to say, stay focused, please. Please. It's a criminal offense to the highest order to have trillions of US dollars and have to borrow money to buy computers. And let me ask you this, man. Isn't it a criminal offense to still have our police officers taking my statement with pen and paper? Huh? No, man. No. Not with all this money in this country, brothers. No. I told some of the officers to prepare themselves to handcuff some politicians for go to jail for what they're doing to you guys and to all of us. And you know what? They can only smile. They said, Glenn, all right, when you turn president, we can do that. Can you believe that, Bernard? This day and age, not a computer in the station to take a citizen statement, man. You got to write on pen and paper, man. Huh? Uncle? Couple computer? Computer is one of the cheapest thing now, brother. You think all over Africa has computer, man?
They want to build roads.
Huh? You're building road, man, you build everything with computer these days, man. And no way got computer. Uncle, focusing on the everyday crimes reminds me of what a great scientist, Sir Isaac Newton, once said. And I quote him. Man said, I see myself picking up pebbles on the seashore, while the great ocean of truth and knowledge lies unexplored in front of me. Let me explain that in the context of crime, Uncle. We are concentrating and looking in the rivers for the petty criminals, the small fishes, every day. Yes, the small thieves. And hustling to capture and jail them. Now that's a good thing, don't take me wrong. But ignoring the wide, huge, open ocean in which the big political gangsters swim. That is worst. Yes, that is worse than anything else. We need to focus, brothers and sisters, on the big picture and stop running around looking at the little things. Africa and Asia didn't arrive where it is today. They were robbed of their blood and treasures for centuries that left them where they are. And the history books is very clear on that. You have to go there and see it for yourself, Uncle. The master give them a mansion with an ABC. Yes, ABC, American, British, and Canadian, an EU passport for them, families. Yes. And look what has become to Africa, of Africa. That is what the master them give the leaders in Africa. Passports. ABC and EU passports with a mansion and maybe 2-3 million US. And look what has become of Africa. It's already happening here. The crimes of Africa, I am seeing it here daily. Being committed by some of the same massa who robbed Africa and Asia. But the same massa. Your massa Exxon and Total and all of them. Yes. Them who robbed Africa and Asia and got them where they are today. They are already doing it here. The history books also tell us wherever the foreign masses them go, they always make sure they have locals, collaborators with them to help them carry out, these massive, horrendous crimes. Yes, it's the locals that help to collaborate, to have them carry out these crimes. It is so sad and pathetic that our own people can join forces with the foreigners to aid them in committing terrible crimes against us. That is why, Uncle, they get so upset when people like Lall ask them questions and call them out. Yes, they know the criminality they're aiding and abetting in this land. Yeah, man. You see, when you ask them anything about your oil blocks and oil and so on, how they behave and how they react.
It's like you're asking their personal business.
No, man. It's like you interfere with the parents.
Or
Yes.
for the children.
Yes. Or the children. You guys remember when I asked Jack Dave about the investigation he promised to carry out on the giveaway of the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks? Yes, I asked him that question on my radio program. Yes, and I asked him, I said, you promised the investigation as soon as you took office. I asked him, who are the beneficial owners of these oil blocks? He said he would make this information available to us. You hear that? He said that.
When?
Yes. And to now, Uncle, we have not seen or heard nothing about who these beneficial owners are. Just to let you know, Uncle and Auntie, beneficial owners do not mean whose name the oil blocks gone into. No. Beneficial owners mean the people who really collected the money from the sale of the sale or the transactions done with the oil blocks. That is what beneficial owners mean. Who get the money in their hand, in their bank book. Now who named the oil block then? Who are those people, may I ask? That is what he promised to investigate and tell the nation. If you guys didn't remember, please play that video for me. Play it. Like you guys, so you guys could hear what's happening. Now, you didn't honor your promise to this nation to investigate the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks giveaway. What are you? Somebody has convinced you not to do that?
Which
The Kaieteur and Kanji investigation, the probe that you promised to
yes,
to do.
what probe was it? Remind me about this probe.
You said you would investigate the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks.
Yes, but when did I say this?
At your very first press conference you held,
That
when
we
you-
will
when-
investigate.
yes,
No,
that-
I'm not. I'm sure we don't need to investigate this. You were asking about the beneficial owners, and I said we will provide that information, and we provided the information. What is there to investigate? They got the standard contract, which is a bad contract that we know, because Exxon and the others got the same contract.
so
You asked who the beneficial owners are.
well, we wanted to know who were the beneficial owners,
Right,
and
know
you
the
promised an
beneficial owners
investigation.
now. We release who the beneficial owners are.
You promised to do an investigation.
No, but
well,
what-
it's more than just a benefit. No, we haven't seen the beneficial owners of the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks today.
Yeah, you have not seen that? Well,
No,
we
we have
can
not
get
seen
that
that.
to you if you haven't seen it.
Oh, I'd
it's
love
just
to-
that you might have an oversight, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to see that.
But
Wow. Uncle, when I asked the question, for a moment he seemed stunned. He paused and then said, which arm? Yeah. No, but we. What probe was it? Remind me. When did I say it? See the game? See the game this man playing with we livelihood and that of our future uncle and auntie? You want me to play it back? Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks worth billions of US dollars, in which he promised and spoke at length in the very first press conference he had, Bernard, to see if any skullduggery went on. Today the man is saying, what probe was it? Remind me. He knows, Uncle, he knows Exxon and everybody who paid big money for those blocks. This man recently authorized ExxonMobil and others to drill 12 holes to look for oil. 12 holes in the same Kanji and Kaieteur. Each one of them holes, dry or wet, will cost this country no less than 1.2 billion American dollars. And he asking me, what probe was that? Remind me.
Yeah, the man's a moron.
What a vice president this is. Could you guys play back the tape for me, man? Now, You didn't honor your promise to this nation to investigate the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks giveaway. What are you? Somebody has convinced you not to do that?
Which
The Kaieteur and,
Yeah.
and Kanji investigation,
But no,
the probe that you promised to
yes.
to do.
What probe was it? Remind me about this probe.
You said you would investigate the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks.
Yes, but when did I say this?
At your very first press conference you held,
That
when
we
you-
will
when-
investigate.
yes,
no,
that-
I'm not. I'm sure we don't need to investigate these. You were asking about the beneficial owners, and I said we will provide that information, and we provided the information. What is there to investigate? They got the standard contract, which is a bad contract that we know, because Exxon and the others got the same contract.
so you
asked who the beneficial owners are.
well we wanted to know who are the beneficial owners,
Right, and you know the
promised an
beneficial owners
investigation.
now. We release who the beneficial owners are.
You promised to do an investigation.
No, but
well,
what-
it's more than just a benefit. No, we haven't seen the beneficial owners of the Kaieteur and Kanji oil blocks today.
Yeah, you have not seen that? Well,
No,
we
we have
can
not
get
seen
that
that.
to you if you haven't seen it.
Oh, I'd
it's
love
just
to-
that you might have an oversight, yes.
All right. So I'm going to see that.
But
What is there to investigate? They got the standard contract. You hear that? What is there to investigate? They got a standard contract. I don't think you people understand what that means. The standard contract, the same contract that ExxonMobil has, they got that. You understand?
2% royalty and nothing.
Man, wait, na brother. Listen, na brother. The same contract, the standard contract. Meaning, he's putting it over as if, well, that contract was signed by the coalition government. No. That contract was signed under President Ramotar and Donald Ram and Robert Prasad. But you see here, he said, oh, what is there to investigate? They get a standard contract. Uncle and auntie, I ain't got a clue what is happening in this land with our resources. I please call your neighbor and tell them listen to these programs, no man. Listen to them. It is replay in the morning, 11 o'clock too. And I don't intend to stop. Or if I got time and I want me to do a half-hour program every single day, I can do it. Just call me. Yes, I could do a half-hour every day. Those 2 oil blocks, uncle, had they been sold properly, using the correct channel, uncle, by now, all Guyana debts would have been paid off, and we would have had enough money to take care of blackouts, that stinking water you're drinking, and computerize all them schools and police stations, and so many other things we could have done. Yeah, man. Had we been collecting our legally bound taxes, oh gosh, how? Had ring fencing been in place? Yes. Had we renegotiated the contract? Man, every Guyanese, man, woman, and child, or even if you're in between, would have been living the life. Yes. Uncle, I think I have said enough for tonight. I just want to repeat what I have said there are the highest crimes being committed against a country and its citizens. And that is where I want every one of you to focus on. Please, don't focus on Kaieteur news, robbery, or what is going on in the streets. If we sit idle and stay silent, allowing those crimes to continue, uncle and auntie, this present generation, this same generation we're living in, and every other generation to come are in great danger. Having said that, I want to say finally that I love you all. I am bidding you all good night. Namaste and God bless you. Please let us fight this fight together. I'll take a few phone calls.
99.1, 99.5 FM, those telephone numbers for WhatsApp calls, they are 622-2222 and 624-6456. For telephone calls, they are 226-7453 and 226-7454. Bernard, go ahead.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Glenn, let me finish my thing first before I take any calls, please. Glenn, you know, I wish I was with you on a trip to Africa. I read about those sick, depraved excuse for human beings that were the leaders of all the rich countries of Africa. And I see the same thing in my country. Do you know Sani Abacha of Nigeria stole more than 50 billion American dollars from the oil that belongs to the people of Nigeria? Right? And those people now, over 90 million people are living in poverty, less than $2 a day. Like, you know, again, we get saying, donkey got long age, but you not hear your own story. Our fellow Guyanese citizens are more interested in the robbery of Kaieteur news, the one-time robbery of Kaieteur news. And they're not interested in the robbery of them and their children committed on a daily basis. That robs them and their children of the bright future that belongs to them. You know? Anyway, for evil to succeed does not require everyone to be evil. It just requires good people to be silent in the face of evil.
Exactly.
Right? Do you know while Hitler was kidnapping the Jewish people and taking it to the gas chambers and the killing fields, you know the neighbor said not a word?
Yes.
Do you know what happened to the German people? Right?
I remember the story.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what happened to the German people. Their cities were bombed to smithereens. They were left in the rubble for years and years on end. Right? They suffered tremendously. They suffered for decades from 1945 until 1991. Half of the country until 1991 were living under repression. They didn't have food to eat. They were risking their lives to jump that wall to go to West Germany to get a better life. All because, you know why? They see evil being committed on their neighbors. And they said not a word in defense of them.
Exactly.
Right? Any decent human beings, I don't know what you call yourself. You know, I'm about atheist. But see religion, call themselves who they say they're religious and they believe in God and they serve this God and that God. If you cannot serve your fellow human beings, you're no use in the face of the sword. When you see evil committed to fellow human beings, it's your duty to open your mouth and say something. Right? I see poor children in this country going to bed with hungry, without the food to eat. And to see the rich example people go to eating and drinking and whatever, making millions and billions of US dollars that belongs to the same poor people. If you cannot speak up and say something about that, you're a miserable excuse for human being. Good night.
Bernard, Joshua,
Yes, sir.
every day, boats upon boats, leaving the shores of Africa, heading anywhere other than Africa. And the majority of them are capsizing. Just a few, and you're hearing about them. You're hearing about them when they're already, when they're out in the oceans, touching Europe. And what they're doing, they're intercepting them. Just yesterday, one capsized, and they had a couple of survivors that gave a story. They give oh God, that's a story, man. How shark, how live shark took some of his colleagues.
Yes.
Yeah. Heading for a better life. Running from Africa because there's nothing there. Everything from Africa went to Europe and North America.
Still going now,
Still going. I told you guys about the incident where you have the Chinese signboard all over Ghana. It is sad, Bernard. It is extremely sad.
It's more than sad. It's depressing. It's depraved.
You know, the things I've been saying on this radio, every single Guyanese should have been on the streets.
We have been saying it for 2 years now, Glenn.
Demanding
2 years we've been trying to
that this thing change.
The people are scared.
People are not scared.
No, sir.
They're not scared.
In Africa, you have to be scared because you know what happened to Africa? No.
They're not scared. No, sir, they're not scared. They're too damn lazy and believe in their leaders.
They make the leaders
Yeah, they trust they make their leaders into demi gods. Yes. Yeah. So much in love with them that they're hungry. They're sending their children to school hungry and still hoping that, oh, my leader is gonna give me a good life tomorrow.
When the leaders
They refuse to see.
The leaders driving a Prado and they stand on the road waiting for minibus to go to where they're going.
Those numbers again, in case you might have missed them: 226-745-324, 622-2222, and 624-646. Those two numbers, the cell numbers, are for WhatsApp calls this evening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Bernard, it's mind-boggling. You know, it's heart-wrenching to know, to see what's happening in this land.
Yeah.
You know, how many people tell me to take it easy? Glenn, you got to take it easy. You know, you already got a little attack. Take it easy, bro. Today I tell one, man, if I take it easy, I think I'm gonna die. I'm gonna sick and die. You know, knowing all these things, you know, and not coming on this radio to express, to inform, to educate this nation, I believe is a sin. I believe is a criminal offense. Hence I am here. You know, look, I could have take this entire hour and talk about the criminal activity that went on here. You know, and look what I did. And honestly, that's how I feel. I am not, if I'm to put 100% heart that a human body has, that incident didn't hurt me one. As to what these politicians allowing the foreigners to do to this country, man.
Well, it's the same to me. You know, since you started from August, since you started, I'm with you. We are doing this because we care for our fellow citizens. When we see suffering, it eats at your soul as a human being. How can you see people suffer and not try to help them? You know, the foreigners when they see the people suffer, they take advantage of them. And they join with our leaders, are becoming just like the African leaders. Instead of helping your people, you join with the foreigners to even make your people suffer more. That is unconscionable, man.
And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to take an early night. I'm going to say this and take an early night. Guys, when I see, or when we, the Kaieteur News, have to hear about what is going on in our $1 trillion oil sector from international petroleum industry, or from the people in the oil industry, and not hearing nothing from our leaders in this land.
Tells you everything.
Especially Jack Dale.
Speaks volume.
You know?
Tells you everything.
You know, it tells you, man, wait, you people can't understand, you can't see, you can't hear. Huh? Nothing you're hearing about from this man. Huh? We are running a 50-50 business, uncle. A 50-50 profit-sharing business. And you can't hear a single line from the government official? Look, you have a gas to shore project, and the man who's heading it, Winston Brasington, when you ask him question, when my report asking this man question, the man telling you don't ask he. Go ask the minister. When you go to the minister said, no, we are not here for that. We are here to talk about land. What is happening to our man? How much more you guys going to take? Huh? Don't tell me so docile you people has become, man. And all you're hearing from our president, oh, I'm going to give another grant of $25,000, a one-time $20,000 to a few people. What's going on in this land, brothers and sisters? Come on, man. Come on. Y'all got to wake up. Wake up and smell the coffee.
Yes.
Please don't become like Africa. Don't allow this country to become like Africa. Don't do that. With that, I raise my right hand and say namaste with a huge smile. Have a good night.